We're gonna do a couple questions, and then we're gonna have our players come speak.
All right, how'd we do? Hopefully, for you all, get a chance to see the Bloom facility today. Hopefully it exceeded your expectations, like I think it has every other person that's been able to walk in here. You know, certainly I know we released a couple things on social media from the day we were able to introduce this to the players, and the kind of the energy and excitement that our guys had coming in here for the first time, which was as good as those videos were, and they were pretty good. It was hard to even put into words, I think, what it meant to our players to be able to finally move in here, and how special the place is. And then certainly last night, you know, the event, the official opening of Bloom, the ribbon cutting, having the cornerstone donors, having obviously all the former players that came back, and we had, you know, I think upwards of 500 people that were here, and this thing handled it pretty easily. But just we've had pretty consistent reactions across the board. You walk in here and it wows you. It really does. And then I think past that, I'm glad you all got to see it today. You know, we're proud that it wows people. I'm most proud of just how functional this place is. As nice as it is, there's not a lot of fluff in this building. Everything in this building is done for a specific purpose. Everything here is done to give our players advantages, to give our football program advantages. And we're going to continue to find different ways to use all the different spaces that we've put into this. And you know, we had a lot of forward thinking in this building. You know, there is a lot of space in this building still at this point that is unused or set up for future growth as the game, staffs, what you need out of a football program continues to evolve. So not only is this set up for now, you know, one of my goals in building it is I hope 50 years from now, you know, when I'm really old, that whoever's in this thing can you know, it's still one of the top facilities, and it still is the home of USC football. It still gives this program every advantage that it possibly could. So the future of it was really important to all of us that were involved in building it. So proud to be in. We're, you know, guys did a great job getting it together quickly. Obviously it was kind of tight right here at the end of getting the team in and wanting to be here and get acclimated for fall camp. Our guys have taken to it well. We're operating full go. Nothing is happening for football outside of study hall right now in John McKay. So we are full operations, and couldn't be prouder of our facility. So with that, take a couple questions on the facility and then turn it over to Christian Pierce and Tobias Raymond to speak on it from our player staff.
Coach.
Just curious, how would you describe your role in terms of the input you gave of what you wanted to see in this building? How did that process go?
Yeah, that was, you know, kind of fun being a part of that from the very beginning. You know, I told when I spoke last night at the ceremony, I told them, you know, that this first concept came about on the first phone call I had with USC, and the first thoughts on it came together on the plane ride here to USC on a napkin. So honestly from the day I got here, it has been starting to put this thing in motion and relying on all the different people to help get this done. But I've been pretty involved with it. I mean, I didn't, you know, I don't want to sit here and say act like I designed it, but I did get a chance to be involved every step of the way and be able to give a lot of feedback on, you know, what I felt like we needed. Relied on some of our staff members that have been in some top facilities. You know, we had been involved in the construction of a new facility at OU before I left there, so I had that experience. And I got a chance over the last couple of years to visit a few other facilities across the country that I hadn't been in, to try to educate myself and bring back some ideas for me that I thought would make sense for us. And then at the same time, I really, you know, pushed the architects, and I wanted to find some things that were unique to USC and unique to building a facility in Southern California. And there's a lot here. I mean, most notably probably the outdoor space, you know, that we were able to use and be able to put together in this. And I just think it came together beautifully. But yeah, there's a lot of meetings, a lot of hours, and obviously had a great team around me, and it was kind of fun to see it all come together.
I think, like you said, that was a part of the first conversations you were having to build this. Like, why was that so important? And what were kind of the challenges early on? This is a place where they said there wasn't space to build something like this for so long.
Yeah, one of my favorite sayings ever is, no means maybe. And, I think there's always a way, you know, you gotta get everybody together and just find a way to do it. There's always a way, and we found a way. It was important to me in the beginning for two reasons. One, I knew we needed it in this modern era for recruiting, for player retention, for recovery, for staff retention, daily operations, like I knew we needed it. Even though when I took the job, I'd never been in an SC facility, like there was still around the country, you knew SC did not have good football facilities. Like it is what it is. Like it's pretty commonly known. The second reason it was important to me was that was a little bit at that moment of my way to test how committed SC was. Like this honestly was probably the biggest test of commitment for, you know, like how invested are we to get this program back? And, you know, when that was met with no hesitation, you know, that was a pivotal part to me taking this job. I mean, that's probably fair to say if that commitment hadn't been made, I probably wouldn't be here. So, you know, it was really important for a lot of reasons. And so seeing all that come together has been awesome. Honestly, last night you kind of had all the people there that were part of building this. It's like, that's, you know, when I came here, the importance of just getting everybody together and on the same page and pushing in the same direction. This building to me is like one of the first like real signs of that, because this took everybody, right? This took former players, this took current team and building excitement, this took donors, this took administration, this took our other sports. I mean, think what, you know, Coach Stank and the baseball team, like what they had to give up to help make this work. Now they're getting a new state, like it's gonna end up being great for everybody, but a lot of people had to make sacrifices, a lot of people had to come together on it. So just seeing like, and then you see the power of it, right? Yeah, they said it couldn't be done, and here we are. But that's what happens when the Trojans, you know, come together and all united and all on the same page and all motivated. Like we can do anything. We did this, and we're gonna do more things in the future together. So like, to me, it's a pivotal moment for so many reasons.
We'll do one more for Coach.
What would you be
now-
able to do recruiting wise now that you weren't able to before?
Say that one more time, sorry.
What would you be able to do recruiting wise now with this facility that you weren't able to do?
I mean, honest, a lot. There's a lot that we know right now. It'll change every recruit visit to campus that we ever have. It'll change our game day recruiting plan for our guys. It changes everything. I mean, it literally changes everything. And honestly, there's a lot of ways to use this facility that we haven't even come up yet with, but we will. And so yeah, I think this was certainly a part of recruiting the last few years as people started to see this coming up. You know, we were able to take last year's class, at least kind of walk them through and do kind of the hard hat tour with those guys. And so I think a lot of these guys knowing that this was coming, like this has been impactful already, but now when people actually get to see it and walk through it, and I think it'll continue to be even more impactful. And yeah, I mean, I think everything we do from a recruiting standpoint will be changed, and it'll be centralized here. We've had to become pretty creative in how we've done that, and we've done a good job with it. But this obviously is a big tool, and it's going to be very impactful, even more than it has been up to this point.
Thank you.
All right, thanks guys.